What's going on, y'all? It is Cop Pizzle. So today is obviously September 11th, a day that we mourn in this country. But it is a day that has always made me even more passionate about the Giants. And I want to kind of explain that. September 11th, 2001, I was in ninth grade. I remember the classroom I was in. I remember the class. I was in English honors. Was obviously upset like the rest of them, but I was already upset that morning anyways. You see, the Giants played a game on September 10th, a Monday night game against the Denver Broncos, a game in which they lost 31-20. It was their first game back from first regular season game since losing the Super Bowl to the Baltimore Ravens, a game that the Giants got beat up pretty bad in. And so I was obviously excited that day, or that Monday, for the Giants to start their season. I was excited for them to be on national television. I was excited for them to be on Monday Night Football. And it was the very first game, I believe, that was played at Mile High Stadium. So I obviously, in school, I talked so much trash. I told everybody how good the Giants were going to be, how the Super Bowl was nothing. We're going to come back from that. And then they go out there and the Denver Broncos handle them. I believe the final score was 31-20. And it wasn't a good night to be a Giants fan. So that morning, I kind of took some trash talk from some friends and some fellow classmates. You know, I was pretty much the only Giants fan in the whole school. I wore my pride for them on my sleeve. Look, it would have been easy to live in New Jersey or New York and go to school there and have your buddies, to be able to say, hey, man, we lost this week. But growing up, I was the only Giants fan, that was in my area. And, I repped them as strong as I could. So I was already upset that day. And then obviously 9/11 happened, which obviously was, tragic, horrific, all those things. And as I got older, and I want you guys to feel what I'm saying here. The very first thing that I thought about was, when that moment was taking place, I thought about the Giants. And not because the Giants were a team, based in Jersey, but said, was from New York. It wasn't that. I was thinking about all the people that were potentially dying that day that were Giant fans. And I was obviously upset that morning, and I'm sure somebody had went to work at the World Trade Center upset about, the Giants not performing as well as they could have against the Broncos the night before. And I'm not saying that in their final moments that they were thinking about the New York Giants. Obviously, they were probably thinking about their loved ones. That's not what I'm saying, but what I'm getting at is their last moment, or their last moment of being able to enjoy a Giants game the night before, they watched the Giants lose. They obviously got to their last Super Bowl that they got to watch. Obviously, the Giants participated in that, but that didn't go well. And so for me, it's always important, because you never know when your number is going to get called. I mean, we could die next week. We could die tomorrow. We could die next year, whenever. We could just die at any time. And for me, it's always important for me to, see the Giants do well and enjoy them. Because when it's over, I won't get to see them again. And so a lot of people, come to my page and they say it's just a game and it's just a team, and there's players on that team that don't really care for you like that, and this and that. But it doesn't matter. They care. They matter to me. Those players matter to me. Eli Manning matters to me right now. Saquon Barkley matters to me. Sterling Shepard matters. You get what I'm saying. Those players back then, in 2001, they mattered to me. Kerry Collins mattered to me. Michael Strahan mattered. Joe Jurevicius, these guys mattered. And so I know that for me, If it would have been my final moments, obviously I would have been thinking about my loved ones. But I would have been thinking about the Giants too. You know, I would have been thinking that I was, the day before was upsetting, you know what you get what I mean? So I never want to see the Giants go through losing. I think it's something that we have to deal with as fans, as true fans. But when I think about my final moments on this earth, I just want to have good Giant thoughts, So that's why it's one of the biggest things that's important to me to see this team turn things around. And again, those people that died on that day that could have been Giant fans, they could have been Jet fans, maybe Eagle fans, Patriot fans, who knows? But I like to think that many of them were Giant fans. They never got to see the Giants play another game. And to think that your last couple games, you see them lose in the Super Bowl, then you see them lose on Monday Night Football and opening night. As a fan, I wouldn't want to see the Giants go out like that, So it's important, man. And it's also important, I feel like, to enjoy the players that you see on the team. So I like Eli Manning, for example, because when Eli is gone, I'm not in a rush to tell Eli to leave. I'm not. When Eli is gone, he's gone forever. So I want to enjoy him as a Giant because he's always going to be the man to me. And so if there's anybody that had a family member or anything like that on 9/11 that watches my stuff, my heart always aches for you and your family, and I just always think about the Giants on this day.